Hello, friends. Happy New Year. It's time for another episode of Tuesday Love at 5. This is Lena Gersa. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. And today I am starting my Countdown to Celebration 2024 video series. Now, I've been doing this for the last few years, and it really gives me a chance to play with some of the fantastic freebies that are available during Celebration. And this year is no different. Now, I am going to be featuring different products each day at 5 p.m. Eastern Time between now and Thursday, culminating with my live launch party on Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So I am super excited to share today with you the Watercolor Melon stamp set and the Heartfelt Hello stamp set. Both are available starting January 4th with a qualifying order during Celebration. So if you are here and joining me, please let me know. Give me a hello, give me a comment so that I know that I'm not talking to myself. I know it's been a while since I've been live. I took a couple of weeks off for the holidays and now I am back with a vengeance. So I'm going to be a busy girl this week. But let me know who is here watching with me and we'll see what we're going to get up to today. So let's see. Hi, Deb. Happy New Year. I hope you are well. Yes, I know. The mini catalog is pretty awesome. So is Saleabration. This is one of the few years where I can honestly say I love everything in the Saleabration catalog. That doesn't always happen. So yes, I'm going to have to pick and choose carefully which sets I'm going to be, or which items I'm going to be focusing on over the next few days. All right. Hi, Donna. Welcome. Hi, Kathy. Oh, do I look nice and rested? That would be the improve your appearance filter on StreamYard. It's been a busy week. We've had three different family get-togethers and lots and lots and lots of cooking. So I told my family after the last one that I was done until after New Year's, and here we are. It's New Year's, so I'm probably gonna have to cook again tomorrow. But we've been living on leftovers for the last few days, so that has been a good thing. All right. Hi, Judy up in Wawa. Hi, Amy from South Carolina. Hi, Julie. Hi, Sue from New York. Thanks for spending part of your New Year's Eve with me. I'm not going to keep you long. We're going to do one project, then I have some other bonus projects I'm going to share with you. And I actually have shared the measurements for two of the bonus cards that I'm going to show you as well, so that if you do want to recreate them, you have all of the measurements right at hand. All right, so let's get to some. Hi, Margie in the Dominican Republic. I'm a little bit jealous. It has been so gloomy and gray here. You are in the right place. We have not seen the sunshine in, I think it's 10 days now since we've seen the sun. So it's been a while. So I'm a little bit envious of you in the sun on the beach. All right, let me switch to my desk view here. There we are. And let's talk about these two stamp sets. So two different Saleabration freebies. These are all level 1 items, so free here in Canada with a $60 order. So our sort of image set for today is the Watercolor Melon set. And honestly, when I first looked at this, I'm like, oh, that's cute, but I don't really need it. But you know what? I had so much fun playing with it that now I'm really glad I have it. And then, of course, this set doesn't have any sentiments in it, so it pairs very nicely with the Heartfelt Hellos stamp set, which is a sentiment-only set, which is another Saleabration freebie. So those are the two we're going to be playing with. And I'm going to set those cases aside, and I will bring in the project we're going to make today. So this is the one. Lots of fun, bold colors. So Sweet Sorbet and Shaded Spruce is my color palette here. So let's get to it. Oh, hi, Tara from Washington State. Yes, Julie, we do need them all. You're right. All right, so we're actually going to do a little bit of stamping directly on our card base to start. So my card base is 4¼ by 11 inches, scored in the middle at 5½. So we're going to go ahead and fold that in half along our score line. And then we're going to bring in this leaf stamp, which is part of the Watercolor Melon set. And we're going to do some tone-on-tone stamping with our Shaded Spruce ink. So I love this effect because it gives really nice subtle texture. Now this is a distinctive stamp set, which means you get beautiful shading just with one layer with your stamped image. So I'm going to be stamping all the way around the outer edge here. And I do like to sort of turn my stamp so that I get, whoop, got a cat hair in there. Yes, Stella has been here. Stella has quite enjoyed having everybody at home for the last week or so. She hasn't especially enjoyed all the extra visitors. She gets a little stressed, especially when my niece comes. My niece is very, very much a cat lover, but she doesn't really know when to stop. So Stella tends to hide whenever my niece comes over to visit. So there we go. There we have our beautifully stamped border. Isn't that lovely, that depth and texture that you got with that stamped image? Hi, Nancy from near Sarnia. Okay. And Kathy, isn't that leaf stamp gorgeous? It's my favorite stamp in the set. We're going to use it again in a few minutes. So I'm going to keep it handy, but that is our background. Now I have a piece of sweet sorbet cardstock. So this is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. Weird measurements. You could get away with 3 by 4. Originally, when I was playing with this, I was going to layer just a plain piece of cardstock behind the white. And then I decided I liked the cockeyed look and I wanted to get that bit of texture with the embossing. So, we change on the fly when we're designing. So this piece is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. You will see that measurement in the video description, but if you want to just do 3 by 4, that works just fine. I've embossed it using the cane weave embossing folder. So we're going to put that on kind of cockeyed at an angle. So I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue because I am on my last refill of Stampin' Seal, and it's not orderable. It's out of stock right now. So hopefully it'll be in this week and I can put in a nice order for some refills. But in the meantime, I'm rationing my Stampin' Seal. Distinctive and photopolymer are your favorite. Yes, I agree, Deb. They are fantastic. Now, one little tip I should mention, when you're using distinctive stamps, if you have a very juicy ink pad, you're going to want to either press the ink, take a spoon and massage your pad a little bit to press the ink down in so that it's not too juicy, or you can ink your stamp with a sponge dauber, which I might have here somewhere. There we go. I'm going to use it on the watermelon. So you can actually ink your stamp with a dauber and you'll get nice even coverage if your pad is too inky. All right, so we're going to set this aside. Now we're going to do a bit of stamping. So I'm going to make sure I got the right one here. So this is a 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 inch piece of white. So you can see I was originally going to layer that like that, but we changed it and that's okay. All right, yes, daubers, you can never have too many daubers if you ask me. So we're going to stamp our leaf stamp again a few times to create a little bit of a background. Now, can you see those little, see how it's a little bit juicy there? Can you see how my stamp isn't super clear? So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this off, and I'm going to ink my stamp with my dauber, and I'm going to get a much nicer, softer look. So let me do this right next to the one that I just did, and you'll see the difference. Can you see? I don't get that gloopy bit there. Can you see the difference? It does make quite a difference. Now, thankfully, that little goopy part is going to be hidden behind my watermelon, so it's not going to be a big deal. I'm going to stamp off and do a couple second generation images here. And we'll do one kind of that way. There we go. We have our leafy background. We're going to set that aside. And then I have a scrap piece of paper here, just white cardstock. Hi, Sonia. Welcome. Happy New Year. And I have my big old watermelon set. Now stamp. So this looks like kind of an odd shape for a watermelon. However, this is by design because it coordinates with the modern oval. Well, let me do it that way. It's hard to see when it's reflective like that. The modern oval punch. So you're going to see, we're going to do it. We're going to ink up our watermelon. Actually, you know what? Let's just do it this way and hope for the best. I may not get the greatest image, but we'll see. Oh, it's not bad. There we go. There's our watermelon. And then we're going to punch it out with our punch. Gotta love it when you get another stamp set that coordinates with something you already have. That makes me happy. So there is our watermelon. Now, the other cool thing is that this slice of watermelon here actually also coordinates with the punch. And you'll see what I mean in just a second. So I'm going to start by stamping. This is a two-step stamp. So we are going to stamp the rind of our watermelon, again in the shaded Spruce, and then we're going to come in with some sweet sorbet. And we're going to stamp the fleshy part of our watermelon. Now, one thing that I do like to do is to try to line up the top edges of my stamp. Now, do you see it's kind of gloopy there too? I really should grab a dauber. Let me get my dauber for my watermelon slice, because I think that will give me a much nicer image. My ink pads are quite juicy. I just did a bunch of re-inking. After, you know, when you are really busy at Christmas time, you don't have time to kind of take care of your stuff. And then I finally did get a chance to sort of tidy up and regroup. Look what I did. This is what happens. Can you see that? I just put my rind in my sorbet. This is why I shouldn't talk and try to stamp at the same time. Bad things happen. Okay, let's try that again. Here we go. I'm out of practice. I haven't been live in like 2 weeks. There we go. There's our rind. Let's close the shade of spruce. And we're going to avoid that nice little oopsie in the ink pad. We'll deal with that later. And we'll ink up the rind here. There we go. Much better. And then I'm going to come in and add some seeds. So there's 2 different seed stamps here. We've got one that's 3 and one that's a single. So I'm going to start with the 3, just with some black ink. You know what? I think I like this one better anyway. After all that, I'm going to go with this one just because it's a little bit bolder and it matches our cardstock a little bit better. So let's just add a couple of singles here. There we go. There's our slice. And the cool thing about this little slice is that it also coordinates with the punch. So I'm going to just punch it out like that. And then take my snips and cut across the top. Easy peasy. All right. Now we're going to assemble. So our stamped background is going to get glued right directly onto our card front. So again, I'm going to use a bit of liquid glue to ration my stamp and seal. So it's going to get glued on cockeyed the opposite direction. And then we're going to come in with our watermelon, our big guy here. And it's going to go on kind of at a bit of an angle there. And we're going to pop it up. So where are my dimensionals? Couple of these. And that's going to go on right about there. And then we're going to add our slice down here. I'm going to put one dimensional on one end. And then a little bit of glue on the other end where it's going to overlap my watermelon there. There we go. That lies nice and flat. And then the last, well, a couple of touches is to add our sentiment. Now, I've already gone ahead and heat embossed. So I've heat embossed the hello. Again, this is from the Heartfelt Hellos stamp set. It looks amazing heat embossed because it's nice bold font. So that is going to get adhered. But first, we're going to add a little gingham bow. Hi, Martine. Happy New Year. Welcome. All right. So we're going to go ahead and tie our bow. There we go. So this is the black and white gingham ribbon from the annual catalog. This is not the wider gingham that is ivory or vanilla and black that was in the holiday mini. That one is actually carrying over, which makes me worry that this one's going away. I will miss that. I love that ribbon. But I think it's probably going to end up in the next annual. The vanilla one is, I mean, am I making sense? I'm rambling. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add our bow. So all I did is I tied my bow, I added a little glue dot to the back of my sentiment, and then we're going to adhere that to the front of our card. So I'm going to add a big mini and a couple of little big dimensional and a couple of minis. A big mini. Listen to me. I am not making sense today, girls. I haven't even been into the New Year's champagne yet. Not that I will be. Actually, we have like 3 bottles of champagne in our wine cabinet that have been there for quite some time. We're not big champagne drinkers in this house. There we go. And then our last little touch is to add some of these tinsel gems. So we're going to pick up a couple with our, maybe we'll use our pokey tool because my blue goo end is not very sticky anymore. So we'll add a couple of these guys scattered around our watermelon patch here. Let's put this one up here. There we go. All right. So there is our finished card. Now on the inside of my sample, I just stamped a basic white layer. And again, I had another, punched another watermelon and another slice just to sort of bring a little bit of the inside, of the outside to the inside. So cute and quick Saleabration card. Let me show you a couple other ideas with this set. So this one is one I posted earlier today. Slightly different color palette. I use Poppy Parade instead of Sweet Sorbet, so it's a little bit bolder. My green is Mossy Meadow. And then this is just a piece of crumb cake cardstock that started out as a 4x5 1/4. I measured 1 inch in on the bottom right and 1 inch in on the top left, and then cut on the diagonal. All right, so that's how I got that. And then I just embossed it, again, using that cane weave embossing folder, and did a little bit of inking with some pecan pie ink. Okay, stamped my leaves. These are all stamped in Mossy Meadow and Old Olive. My watermelon is stamped in Mossy Meadow ink on Old Olive cardstock, and that gives that really nice bold green. Okay, and again, the red ink this time is Poppy Parade. And then on the inside, I just stamped a whole bunch more leaves because I really love that leaf stamp. So there we go. There's that one. And then here's a nice fresh one. This just reminds me of summer and makes me wish we could just fast forward the next 5 months or so to some nice warm summer days, or at least some sunshine. I really need some sunshine. I'm feeling this gloom big time. So this one will remind you of summer afternoons and juicy watermelon. So this one, I used Granny Apple Green is my card base. I stamped in Granny Apple Green, and then I actually used my blender pen. I'm not sure if you can see the difference. Let me just hold up these two. Can you see how this one, the image is a little bit softer? So I just took my blender pen and kind of blended out some of that, the detail to soften it a little bit. And it just gives it a little bit more, I don't know, texture, I guess. And then I did the same thing with my watermelon slices. So again, Granny Apple Green ink for the rind, and then shaded spruce for the actual melon part. And again, I did use my blender pen a little bit to soften it down. So I really like that soft look. I used the basics, one of the basics embossing folders for my background. And then finally, love these square pillow boxes. These are in the new Mini. They come white, and they are really easy to color. But let me give you a hot tip, because I totally did not catch this on my first attempt at this. This is my second attempt at this project. So the first time I inked the wrong side. So there are two sides. There's a glossy side that is the inside, that's the food safe side. And then there's one that's more matte. The matte side is the side you want out. And if you're going to ink it, that's the side that you want to ink. When I did my first one, I used the glossy side, ended up with ink everywhere, all my seeds smeared. It was a big old mess. But this one is just super cute. So I die cut a circle, a little window, using one of the Deckled Circles dies. And then I added a little piece of acetate, just a 2x2 square, to give it like, so it's hard, so that my little watermelon candies are not coming out the window. And then again, we're Sweet Sorbet. I inked, actually this, I used Poppy Parade to ink this, but because I was using my blending brush, it comes out very close to Sweet Sorbet. And then again, Granny Apple Green for my leaves and the rind, and a little bit of gingham ribbon, and just a really cute little treat box. So there you go. Some ideas using the fabulous Watercolor Melon stamp set and Heartfelt Hello stamp set from the Saleabration brochure. Now let me get out of my desk view so I can come back and say hello or say goodbye. So again, you're going to want to join me tomorrow evening at 5. These are short, little, quick projects that I'm demonstrating for the next 4 days, all showcasing different projects using products from the Saleabration 2024 brochure. So I will be live again tomorrow, New Year's Day at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, featuring more fabulous freebies from the Saleabration brochure. So I hope you'll join me then. In the meantime, I wish you a very happy new year. Be safe and have fun tonight, whatever it is you're doing. If you're like me, you'll probably be just hitting the pillow at about midnight. I usually make it to like 12:01 and then I'm in bed. I don't do late nights anymore, but I wish you a very happy new year and all the best in 2024. And I can't wait to stand with you again tomorrow. So we'll see you then. Bye for now.